All right. All right. I think we're live. Yeah, we're live. We're live. Welcome to another week of Game Set Live. I'm your host, KY Bob, joined by the normal crew, Power Man 4K, Fabio, the Brazilian gangster. And, well, I've started calling him Mr. Bush. I don't
Yeah,
know how he feels about that. But Mr.
I'm all right with that.
Bushido N7.
I don't know. You feel like you are disappointed to only have us here.
It does. So
No, no. I love
I
having
wasn't
you
gonna say
guys
anything,
here.
It
Fabio.
felt a little
No, I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna
heavy
say
like
anything.
yeah, like
there.
he was,
Yeah,
and I'm here with the
Oh
same
yeah,
guy
these
as
yeah,
me.
guys.
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yes,
Even Pearl Man picked up on that. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say nothing,
and he
but
yeah.
left, and he
He kicked
left.
himself
There
out.
we go.
Sorry, Bob.
There we go.
We're just
We're
kidding.
taking over, we're taking over the show. There we go.
Oh,
I'm back.
gosh. I'm back. I'm back.
he was like, "Yeah, I didn't hit you guys."
No,
Anyway,
look,
let's
I
get
love you
going.
guys. I mean, this is the crew with no guests. This is we are the normals, and we are here to party. That's right. That's right.
All
So now
right.
we're
As
normal.
as D Batch would say. That's right.
Always, as always.
Oh, all right. Well, as usual, if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, tell a buddy or two. Um, Power Man, dude, what have you been up to?
I had a busy week, man. Like we talked about it earlier, I built this. I'm no longer on a cheap little laptop. I got me a PC, put her together. So
Nice.
yeah, doing that whole thing. It is nice. You know what I mean? It is nice. It did take me. Um, so here's the thing. So and I'll just say this as a quick disclaimer: if you do not enjoy tinkering, PC gaming is not for you. if your thought is I just want to plug in something and play a game, man, I'm telling you, go buy an Xbox because it is. I had some graphics drivers issues, and then had to it was
That's what I wanted
multiple
to do.
multiple problems with Windows. I had to reinstall Windows, I think, 2 or 3 times. And the weird thing is, man, it's just like, dude, one little setting, one thing is off, or what have you. And of course, every game has its own issues. But I will say that it's running really awesome now, and it is a really good experience. I got a fairly high end AMD card, so all the RDNA 2 and all that crap. So pretty good, man. I've been messing with that. I've been playing some Deep Rock Galactic. I got into that game as a reference from a friend, and I'm enjoying it. It's pretty cool, like dwarves in space, kind of run around and do some cool stuff. Apparently, has a pretty big community. I've been looking at it, and it has a pretty good following. A lot of people like it, so been messing around with that, and then of course getting ready for Dragonflight. So I'm ready to get on these topics, man. Let's go.
All right, all right. Just we'll get there. We'll get there. Fabio. How are you
Yes.
doing? How are you doing?
Well, I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Tired, but yeah, here I
Tired.
am.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you here, even though you're tired. Have you
Even
been
though I
too
would,
tired to game? You've
even
been
though, even
gaming?
though I, would- even though I would have preferred to still be watching my NFL pre-season game, but yeah, no worries. Here I am.
Oh, I'm watching it right now. I've got it on the flat screen in
You
front of
son
me.
of a,
I've just
you
got it
son of a
muted.
fucking bitch. Which game are you watching right now?
I'm watching the Patriots barely hold on to a lead against the Giants.
How the fuck are the Giants winning? Okay. So yeah, actually, I've been from the games that I played this week, only Halo, and just Halo because I do enjoy playing that. Halo Infinite, of course. And one thing that is an extra, it's not necessarily a video game, but I did play as well. I did play some tabletop RPGs on the XBL Party podcast channel. We played an RPG section. It was quite fun. And it was quite crazy, and yeah, really nice.
Oh, rocket launchers going everywhere, huh?
Always.
That's fun. A lot of jumping in those matches. Yeah.
No, not that kind of RPG. God damn it.
I don't know why I thought so too.
Not
But
that
you meant
kind
those
of
kind of
option.
RPGs.
Not that. Yeah, actually that's another option. I need to make a suggestion there to say, okay, let's make just a a custom match with only RPGs and super jumps.
Yeah, we've had that before in our Halo community nights. That's extremely freaking fun.
Ah, by the way, great reminder. Shout out to Palpatine and Finbar in the chat. Thank you, Palpatine. Field of Dreams of the MLB game is going on right now. The Chicago Cubs, so far as I seen, are winning against the Reds, and let's hope it keeps that way. So yeah, good to go.
A win against the Cincinnati Reds?
Yep, they are winning
I
against the
stop.
Cincinnati Reds.
Nope, I
4
can't
zip,
stand for that because technically that's
4-0.
my local team.
I don't care. I don't care. The Cubs are
It's the big
better.
red
But
machine.
you live in Kentucky.
Right, but the team here in Louisville, Kentucky, is a farm team for the Reds. So
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
minor league game. Ah, nice. Okay.
shout out to
Okay.
Boba Fett Gaming in the chat. Nice to see you here, brother.
Well,
Yeah,
the
Boba
Reds.
Fett still doesn't talk to me in the chats when I see him in
Shout out
other
Boba Fett.
chats. I even mention his name and tag him in it, like, hey, Boba, and he's like, yeah, whatever. He just blows me off. Sheesh.
Well, so,
Who's that Bushido fella?
Yeah, exactly. I play Halo with them. Oh yeah, but I don't know him like that.
All right, Mr. Bushido, what you been playing, brother?
I've been in one of those ruts. I was talking to Dealer about this the other night, that I have tried everything in my backlog and nothing is grabbing me. Absolutely nothing. So the only thing that I've tell that to Steelers fans. The only thing that I've been playing that I've been willing to play is XCOM 2. And it's like I've played it already, but for some reason it's like the only thing I'm willing to play. So I've been playing that and a little near Replicant, which is okay. It's a little slower than I wanted it to be. But I don't know what's the matter with me. Like nothing is grabbing me, and I need to do something because my backlog is. Listen, we got time too. August, September, October. October's when scoring comes out. I need to finish out this backlog. Only have like 8 games left.
Wow.
But I
Yeah,
want
it's
to play.
weird that you say that, Bushido. I was in that same. I was kind of in that same zone too, man. Like I was, those moments, man. Where you come home after work, whatever, right? You sit down, you turn on your PC or your Xbox or whatever it is you're playing on. You know what I mean? You're just kind of scrolling through, man. Ain't nothing really hitting. You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
Yeah,
I love it. When I have a drive, I come home like, yo, I'm trying to get in this. You know what I mean? Like this game, figure out what happened, or try to beat this one spot or whatever. And you know, I think it's just
Yeah.
I think it's just 2022, man. You know what I mean? And we need to get to 2023. I'm so hyped.
Hey,
about
we
next
don't
year,
have
we don't
a definite on Halo co-op yet. I mean, before the flight went out, we were hearing late August, early September.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility.
But
Everybody
they
goes
were
out
out.
and plays
Yeah,
the
I mean,
campaign with their buddies.
usually when it comes to 343, I mean, typically whenever they're flighting stuff, I mean, it's at least at a point. I know that they had a bug where basically, like, if you went on the other side of the map and then the other person went on the other side of the map, I don't know why you would do that in co-op, but apparently there was some type of like tandem issue with it. But they were trying to figure that out, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, I think that I mean, if we get a co-op Halo experience, that would 100% take priority over whatever else is going on.
yeah.
And give
Yeah.
us Forge. We need Forge.
For the
We
love
have
of
to
God.
grow.
Yeah.
We're
Or
getting
really just give it
stagnant.
to the community, man, and watch them just go crazy, you know?
Did you see some of the stuff that people were making with the I guess beta or whatever?
Yeah, man.
It
Crazy.
was really encouraging. I didn't know you make lightning storms.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You have weather effects. Well, if you remember Slipspace when they first announced it, that it was supposed to have like full dynamic weather patterns, animal
No, I
AI,
forgot about it. Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. You know what
Right.
I mean?
I
That
forgot about
original
that.
trailer, that's crazy looking, dude.
Right. No, it was looking pretty good, man. Guys have made
Yeah.
some wild stuff that I've seen so far, but I haven't seen a lot. But I'd like to see a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Bob has been playing
Yeah, Bobby, what have you been playing?
the other day. I was in a Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies match with Dealer Gaming, Lethal Papa, and I can't remember the other night. We just called him Jeffy. So
Don't know. I
yeah,
would have no idea.
You guys
What
picked,
is
just
the
picked
name
somebody
of
up off the
this?
LFG, huh? Just never realized who he was.
Yeah.
but yeah, it was really fun. And wow, if you're not in tune with upgrading your weapons and getting everything when you're supposed to get it for the next waves, it will chew you up and spit you out. And that's
You talking
exactly
Vanguard?
what it did to me.
Oh,
It took
what?
me over an hour to scrub through the gameplay capture and basically cut out all of my deaths so that it didn't make the gameplay look so broken. Yeah,
Jeez.
For what?
I
For
would have been.
zombies?
Yeah, you know,
On
and I used to
Vanguard?
rock zombies. Vanguard.
Vanguard Zombies is actually pretty dope, bro. Like it's
We were
it's
playing
actually
on Sony Numa.
What? I'm sorry. What? Vanguard
Yes,
Zombies?
Yes, honestly,
Seriously?
I will
Yeah.
stand by. I think Vanguard's a pretty good game, dude. I bought it on PC and Xbox.
Okay, great podcast. See you guys later.
Oh, God.
Hey, I said what I said. I listen. It ran super well. It dropped day and date with a bunch of maps. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I have yet to have an issue with it. I think it's the Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like I know everybody's sick of the World War II stuff, but I don't know. I always kind of like that
No,
shit.
I-
You know.
No,
I like the future stuff too, but I mean, I don't mind the World War II like setting.
Are
know
you
what I mean?
are you sure we're talking about Vanguard? Are you sure
Yeah,
we're talking
Yeah,
about
and actually,
Vanguard?
to be
Yes,
honest, the
talking about
campaign's actually
Vanguard.
super interesting too, because you're like a squadron from all different parts of the world going around killing rogue Nazis. You know what I mean? So
That's what I heard. Yeah, I heard that
Yeah.
campaign was pretty good. I'll wait
You
for it
know?
to hit Game Pass. I'll try it out.
yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said,
yeah,
I wouldn't go out and spend 100 bones on it or nothing like that. But
No,
I would
don't-
say,
don't get-
I'd
don't
say
get
give
me
it a
wrong.
shot. You know,
don't get me wrong. I'm sure the campaign and the multiplayer can be quite entertaining. But when I saw what they did with zombies, I thought, okay, this is not zombies. This is not why I play zombies in Call of Duty.
What did they
like-
do?
they went from like a round. Well, they started doing this back in what
They
was the
changed.
original.
It's
So
complicated.
they had two different modes where you could go. There's not like a round based option. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
more of like a unlimited kind of figure everything out and go as far as you can kind of thing. There wasn't like specific rounds, I believe. You kind of teleport to different areas and clear things out and come back. And I guess they were just trying to change it up, or whatever. But like I said, it is interesting. But like Bob said, it is very like you got to stay on top of upgrading your weapons. You got to make sure that you are upgrading armor. There's a lot more to it than just Kino der Toten. You know what I mean? Where you're just
I mean, I think the most unique zombies that I've played in Call of Duty was the latest was in Black Ops 4. That was really a good one. You go to different time periods, Western, Gladiator. You know what I mean? Really
Yeah.
fun stuff.
I
don't think
I like Black Ops 3 too. Black Ops 3 had a really good zombie.
Oh yeah,
package,
for sure.
You know.
I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy as well the zombies from Cold War. Cold War was actually, in my opinion, such
No,
a good game. Like
Yeah.
Really?
really
Yeah, zombie
interesting.
mode is like that. I would recommend anybody if you don't like Call of Duty anymore, I'm telling you, try zombies. It is a different experience than the campaign and the multiplayer. It's a different animal altogether, but it's a lot of freaking fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a really good mode to just chill and and play some. You know what I mean? And like
Yep.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
for
talk
sure.
and whatever. You know. What I
Right.
mean?
Put some music on if you wanted to do that. Yeah.
I don't
Now,
know.
Cold War Zombies, it like doesn't it seem like it's more open world and you actually
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
open new parts of the map and whatnot?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
you unlock
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
areas, and then like I said, well, I know in Vanguard you like vote in to like go to teleport to certain areas and stuff. But yeah, like the Cold War. Like I said, I like both of them. I think they're both pretty cool. You know what I mean? I like both of those modes.
Okay, fair enough.
You know.
The
And like I
fun
said,
part was
wait for Game Pass. Don't go out and
Yep.
spend a bunch of money on it because you know what's coming.
Yep.
You know, what I mean?
Yeah.
My guess is, bro, is like, listen, with as aggressive as they're being with the FTC and like wanting to get this deal done, I would not be shocked if they didn't have a special event just to be like, boom, here's all these games they're coming in Game
Yep.
Pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep.
Could be in time for maybe another XO for this year. We don't know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
Well,
stuff in the air right now.
One thing that I don't understand is I don't know where I heard that, but I heard someone saying that maybe they are not going to be putting Call of Duty on Game Pass, but maybe the context of it was
Nah.
because it was before the acquisition was finalized. Maybe that was the context of it. I just remember someone saying
Okay.
that.
That was
No, I think it's
conjecture
bad.
on Twitter that people were trying to say that basically the game was too. They were trying to say it was
Yeah.
too big. Yeah, too big to be
Yeah.
on a subscription service like Game Pass.
What?
But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got to
It's-
consider the source. If you do a little bit of research and check out the sources of these accusations, it'll tell you everything you need to know.
When is a game too big? What
Yeah,
is
exactly. It
Yeah.
never is. There's
What
nothing
does
too
the-
big, and you
I
don't
mean, what
spend
does
70.
the-
You don't spend 70 billion to not bolster your
Yep.
ecosystem. It makes no.
Yes.
It wouldn't make any sense.
Exactly.
They're not. Nobody's saying keep it off of the off of any other service that
Platform.
wants it or needs it.
Yeah.
PC, PlayStation, whoever. Xbox themselves even said that it's not. It wouldn't be profitable. It wouldn't make business sense to hold it back. But
Right.
and this is the way that I've viewed everything, really, right? Especially in the mind of a budget-minded consumer, right? Most of us regular people out here, man, we got kids, we got bills, and we, when we're not, and I just don't, all the time spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on games. If I like something, I purchase it. But the fact that these new Call of Duties have the potential of dropping in day and date, like Xbox said, that to me, it might as well be exclusive. Why would I go out, even if I was a multi-console owner, and purchase something? You know what I mean? When I have access to it via a subscription service, I would already be subscribed to.
You just bored Bushido to death to the point where he left the call.
Damn.
All right. So let me finish what I've
I'm
been
sorry, I
playing. We
couldn't
got,
resist,
we
man.
got stuck on
Oh,
zombies.
yeah.
All I did was
Yeah.
mention it.
Love you, brother. Love you so much, brother. Just
Oh,
kidding.
So
God.
So I went back and I started playing Microsoft Simulator again because I wanted to do my flight to Germany, of course. I
Nice.
did that, and I've
You
been
were
playing
practicing for a
DLC
trip.
as well. So I've been on this DLC kick. There is a new mission out right now for Sniper Elite 5. It's called Landing Force. I've been playing that, and there is a new story chapter for Zombie Army 4 called Ragnarok Parts 1 and 2, and I have been playing that. And
Okay.
it's just more of the goodness.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, to everybody in the chat, Denver, Palpatine, Boba Fett Gaming, to my panel members, let's get into these topics. So, our very first topic, it's going to be the first topic. Microsoft has been the nice guy for far too long. I think they've given PlayStation and Sony way too much room and consideration that they didn't deserve. And now we're actually starting to see the giant fire back. So we know that last week, Sony was going and getting developers and other firms to speak out against the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Well, here recently, Microsoft has basically come out and said, "Oh, well, at least at Xbox, we don't pay third-party developers to not put their games on Game Pass. Or we don't
Ouch.
pay to have them not put on PlayStation Plus."
Ouch.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
we've seen it, and now it's Microsoft's calling them out on it. So
Yeah, and the crazy
It's about
thing about
time,
that
right?
is, no, it
Yeah.
totally is.
Goddamn time.
It's great to see Xbox not just trying to turn the other cheek in a lot of this stuff, man. Because whether we like to admit it or not, man, Sony, they know how to do business, and if that means they got to get their hands a little dirty, I don't think they're totally uncomfortable with that idea. You know what I mean? And the craziest thing about it is people out here on Twitter have been acting like, oh well, this is Sony reacting to them buying up all this stuff. I mean, what do you expect them to do? Nah, buddy, they've been doing this since the early PS1
Yes.
generation. And
Yep.
I'll take you all the way back to Tomb Raider, right? And it was supposed to release on the Sega Saturn. See, I'm a Sega fanboy. I used to love Sega, and guess what happened? PlayStation blocked that and bought exclusivity of that game, so it didn't end up going to the Sega Saturn, which is
Final Fantasy VII?
that and a couple other deals is like one of the big reasons why the Sega Saturn didn't do as, in my opinion, as well as it like could have potentially done. You know what I mean? The Dreamcast was one of my favorite consoles of all time. You know what I mean?
and that was
And,
its issue. Software, library.
yeah,
That was,
Yep.
that was its
exactly.
problem.
You know, but this is not new for Sony. This is not some kind of knee-jerk reaction to Xbox purchasing these studios. Now, listen, they are terrified right now. They are scared, and this is the first time that I've really seen Sony, on their heels, kind of backpedaling. You know what I'm saying? Like they've, if you would look at it from like a boxing match, they've been the aggressor for a long time, and Xbox was in the corner, with the guard up since like 2014, 2015, and now it feels like Xbox has got some teeth and they're starting to throw some hands, and Sony's getting a little worried.
But like, let's be honest. What would you expect from them? Like, out of the sudden, the company that has sold 100 million consoles during the last generation, and delivered so many great games, and was on the top of everything in positivity, in media, users, everything, had just saw its biggest competition by two publishers, entire publishers, Bethesda and Activision. I mean, what would you expect? Of course, they are going to be terrified in some way.
And even more so with Activision Blizzard, because I don't. I mean, other than Sony, maybe making some private phone calls, but as soon as Activision Blizzard was announced, they were on Twitter basically saying, "We really hope that Xbox is going to,
Honor the deals.
honor
Yep.
the contractual agreements and things like
Yes.
that." Really crazy, like very lawyery, very like
They made up-
legally,
they-
like you better
they
do what we agree to do if you're going to go buy the house, kind of thing.
They
And
Mhm.
they made a call
You
to
know what's
Phil
good for you.
Spencer just
Yeah.
to make sure that Phil Spencer was going to say that Call of Duty was not going to be exclusive. You know what I mean?
right, yeah, and basically
So-
they kind of forced them to announce that almost immediately. It felt like, I mean,
Yeah.
we all understand that the FTC would make it crazy, but it's just Sony is like they're, and the crazy thing is like they're the only one that's having the issue with it, because they know Sony has been, rather Call of Duty has been their bread and butter, man. Like they make so much money off of Call of Duty every year, and
Yep.
they know that now they're going to be funding the Xbox ecosystem with every purchase on their console. You know what I mean? But like Bob said, dude, it's so good. Go ahead.
One thing so Sony's making all these waves, but one thing that not everybody knows is that Sony contractually has the next 3 Call of Duty games on their console with advantages for PlayStation users. Of those 3 games that they have locked down, one of them will include the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 redo. And their users will have an advantage if they pre-order Modern Warfare 2 on their PlayStation consoles. They can access the online beta 7 days longer than any other player on any other platform.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
a
they
big
did that.
advantage,
They did that last year. And the beta was out. It was out earlier. They had basically the PlayStation ecosystem had access to Vanguard beta, a week before everybody else, and then it was crossplay at that point. But yeah, and like I said, Sony pays for this stuff. They set these contractual agreements up to make their ecosystem more appealing. You know what I mean? They know people are crazy about COD. This, in my opinion, is probably one of the most hyped Call of Duties in my recent memory. I haven't seen a game that has as much hype on it as this Modern Warfare. You know what I mean? And it has such big shoes to fill because the original Modern Warfare 2 is, to me, kind of what started it all. You know what I mean? Like the original Modern Warfare was good, but man, Modern Warfare 2 set it off. I mean, you had create a class, custom classes, perks. That's when it really started to pop off. So, Sony, like I said, man, Sony's been at this for a long time, dude. They got no problem shutting us down. They got no problem keeping Final Fantasy off of Xbox. They got no problem. Basically, I don't know if Square Enix is in their pocket or they're just holding their pocket, but they got no problem denying Xbox a game. You know what I mean?
So I got some information right from the situation. So because of Sony getting these firms and these developers to speak out against the acquisition, Microsoft has now filed its own statement with the courts, claiming that Sony pays developers to not release games on Xbox Game Pass. And this statement says, considering that exclusivity strategies have been at the core of Sony's strategy to strengthen its presence in the games industry, Sony is a leader in the distribution of digital games. Sony's concern with possible exclusivity of Activision's content is incoherent, to say the least. Indeed, Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been obstructed by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth. Sony pays bonuses for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services.
That's rotten.
That is anti-consumer. I mean, that is as bad as the monopoly they're claiming that Microsoft is trying to acquire. I mean, that's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's hypocritical. No, go, bro.
I mean, let's be honest. There's nothing new in here, because why? I'm impressed. I do understand it's something horrible, but what would you expect from Sony with all the practices that they have been done? They don't own the IP, they don't own the studio, they don't own that specific character, which its name starts with fucking spider and ends with man. But still, so it's going to be available for their console.
They actually do own the rights. They own the rights to Spider-Man.
No, they own the movie rights, not the character rights. Just movie.
Oh.
Yeah, they just have the rights for the game for now.
I thought there were multimedia rights that spanned
Nope.
any entertainment.
Just movie. For what I know, I don't know if that was updated, but when the Avengers game was announced with that Spider-Man bullshit, so far it was only movie rights that Sony had. I don't know if they updated that and now they own the character itself, but
No, they don't know.
so it's still just movie rights. And now are they going to do
That's-
that with Wolverine as well? Will that be a thing? Now every single game that has Wolverine featuring in it is going to be only available for PlayStation, or the DLC with Wolverine is going to be available for PlayStation consoles just because of that game that Insomniac is going to be making. I mean,
I don't think that like
Like a pro wrestling villain.
that contract. I mean, that would be crazy, but I don't think that contract will probably
Good one,
have like
Palpy.
full blown IP power. You know, because like for instance, like I always go back to, yeah, Spider Man was on PlayStation, like that specific game, but I mean, Spider Man appeared in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, for example, Ultimate
Yep.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So the character itself, and understand that they have to get licensing rights for all those characters. Like they can't just throw a character unless they have the rights to it, or at least they've been told they bought the rights to it for a particular game.
Mhm.
But what I do think is I think that Sony is 100% threatened by the idea of Game Pass, of subscription services. Listen, they didn't. If you think that they upgraded PS Plus and PS Now because they wanted to, no.
Yep.
This is a direct reaction, and this is the most begrudging reaction that I've ever seen, and it shows in how they're talking about Game Pass. They're threatened by the potential of a subscription service that they can't themselves compete with because they don't have the funds to put in enough content to keep people active enough to make a profit. That's the crazy
Yep.
thing about it is Microsoft, and we're not even just talking about Xbox right now. We're talking about Microsoft because they have the backing of Microsoft. Microsoft can afford to lose money for the next few years. Shit, they could lose it for the next decade maybe if they really wanted to when it comes to the project of Xbox because they bring in so much a quarter. You know what I mean? So Sony is a $1 billion company. Yes. Are they big? Yes. Do they bring in a lot of revenue? Yes. But they do not have the capital. They do not have the full blown power of what a $1 trillion company can do, and they know it, and they don't want to compete like that. They already said they don't want to compete like that. They've made a point.
Oh, if they had the money, they would.
Yeah.
If they had the money, they
yeah.
would. Absolutely would. They would do everything that you see in Xbox doing that you see fanboys complain about.
Yes.
Oh no, they would do the same thing. And if not even more egregious as quote unquote the way they would look at it, they would be way more cutthroat than Xbox ever has been during this time period. And
Yep.
to me, it's really hypocritical because I've seen fanboys fall over themselves just to defend this as if like well, poor Sony and poor Microsoft. I mean, poor Microsoft. But poor Sony, they're trying to, they at least they're not buying whole publishers and stuff. And I'm like, dude, what difference does it make if they're buying whole publishers or not? This is the same thing Sony would do. This is basically what Sony has been doing. It's only been what they could afford to do. If they
Yep.
could afford to, they would buy publishers. Are you kidding me? They were in the whole deal with the
No, not
Bethesda
Bethesda.
last I heard when it was
No.
going on. So
I
why
think
in
it
the
was
world
just
would?
for Starfield exclusivity, right?
Yeah, exactly. So why are you going to try to tell me as if you're stupid enough to think that that's not what they would do? Yes, it was. This is exactly what they would do. So I don't even want to hear it. I actually turned my opinion to I don't like consolidation to you know what? I want Xbox to be able to buy everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
I want them to
no.
buy a couple more publishers. I want them to buy a couple more studios. I want them to make
I wanna
Batman
be able-
exclusive.
The final nail in the coffin, in my opinion, is if they buy EA. That's it. That's it, because now they are going to be having all sports games on Game Pass. There
Yeah,
we go. Like that would be you wanna make sure that your competition don't have any support from the casuals. Buy EA, get all the sports games,
EA
and
is up
put
for
them
bid.
available on Game Pass. There
Yep.
we
Yeah,
go.
You know,
too.
I've seen so many olive branches being thrown at Sony from Microsoft, from them congratulating their developers, from them congratulating
Yep.
Sony themselves
Yep.
on tweets, and you never ever see that reciprocated. Sony never says anything positive about. They never say anything. Period. Unless it's
You
negative.
see studio heads or
Yeah.
developers in Naughty Dog or whatever studio, you'll see them say something, but you never, and I repeat, you never hear anyone in the top brass at Sony say any congratulations towards anything. The only time I saw it was when they got Bethesda, but they congratulated them. But inside that same statement, it was like, yeah, and so we expect you guys to hold to the contracts, right? You know, our agreements. And I'm like,
I mean,
wow.
Microsoft has thrown so many olive branches. They're standing next to a trunk with no branches left on it. It's very intriguing.
Yeah.
And so
Whole tree is gone.
instead of branches, they've started firing back and they've started throwing punches.
To
Yes.
me, the worst part is like people when Microsoft acquires a studio, everyone is now starts to think to themselves, is this going to be exclusive? While with Sony, when they acquire something, everyone automatically thinks, okay, this is exclusive now. That's it. I mean,
It's like Sony can do it, but Microsoft can't.
yeah,
Right.
it's kind of
And-
bizarre. It's kind of bizarre. It gives the I'm not saying that this is the situation, but it certainly gives that impression.
It is the situation. It's not just an impression. That is the situation. Because
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
go,
yeah.
you can go. Listen, I've ever seen one
It's
fanboy.
it's just because I'm not trying to make any gaming journalists trying to say that we are challenging their honor and saying that they are crap and la di da all that sort. I don't want to get the podcast sued. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm just gonna say it this way, man.
Thank you so much for screwing that up. Now we are going to be sued. Yep,
I'm
that's how it works.
gonna say it this way. No one will say a word and or has said a word about any of the tactics that Sony has made, even the allegations, and said a word. So if you're not even going to talk about the allegations of doing business this way, then I don't want to hear anything you have to say, period, then. I really don't, because it's so hypocritical. It's ridiculous how bad it's gotten as far as hypocrisy is in the game
Winner
industry.
takes
It's
Capcom.
way worse than it's ever been.
Do you see that, Bush? Put Phil
What'd you
and
say?
Jim in the octagon. Winner takes Capcom.
Yeah, I will pay for that. I would definitely.
Yeah, I
Hey,
would pay
listen,
good money to
if
see
we,
that.
if we
Yeah, I
watch,
would
if
pay
we
good
watch
money to
Jake
see
Paul
that.
box, I can watch Phil and Jim throw down in the octagon. Bro. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
could watch
Tell you
that.
what, I
Yeah,
don't think Jim's got a chance.
Nah, I think Phil.
Phil
I think
looks like he's
got
in
him, bro.
shape.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
doing
that's what I
all
was gonna say. Yeah, it looks like Phil keeps his shape. Old Jim looks like
probably
he has
got
a pack of donuts waiting for him every day.
right. Yeah, Phil goes to some cardio kickboxing classes. He strikes me as a cardio kickboxer. Bro.
How do you know that is really specific? How
That
do
is
you know
specific.
that?
Yeah.
I do some high
Are
bow
you-
or some shit. You know, I don't know.
Are you
Bobby, are you
stalking-
taking
you-
cardio kickboxing?
I mean, are
I'm
you
not. I mean,
stalking-
I sound jealous because I am, but you know, if you are, you know.
Oh goodness.
I mean,
So-
Armin's-
I'm just trying to
So
create
while we're on
good
the
pay-per-view
topic-
events, man, for us. You know, the entertained, so we can be entertained. You know,
Yes.
we'll just go full.
So while we're on the
WWE, man.
topic of games hitting Game Pass, and you know, just like Bushido was saying, I just wanted to acquire everybody, so I've got it all in Game Pass. I just pick what I want to download or what I want to pay through the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, we have seen that it looks like Xbox might be preparing to bring games into xCloud that are not part of Game Pass. Was that a mistake?
They said it was.
Oh,
That's what they say, but I'm not so
but
sure.
I
I'm not so
think-
sure.
Yeah, they might end up doing something, but let's not just say that. Oh yeah, this is going to happen. But like, it is intriguing.
Hello, gentlemen.
there you
Hello.
go, Mr. Bush. You missed him last week. I brought him back on for you.
Yeah.
Bushido!
Like Kermit the Frog.
Missed you
Yay!
last week, Bushido. We
Oh my
missed you, bro.
What's going on, Jedi Peter? Peter.
Not much, man. Not much, man. How are you guys, man?
Jedi,
Sorry, I'm
the
late.
screen, your screen right now should be like your profile pic because every time
Yeah,
I
this-
see you,
I
it's a
don't know. Here's
glitched
the
out
thing.
picture.
I think that no, I'm not gonna lie. I think that is actually his profile picture. He puts that
Is
on
it really?
purpose because
it?
every single time that I see him is the glitched thing. Like, god damn it.
Hey, I'm just
It's
in the
'cause he's
Matrix,
joining us
Fabio.
through
Like,
Xbox.
I'm all X's and O's, bro.
For
Yeah, it
fuck's
looks
sake.
like,
Yeah,
it looks like
Xbox
you're
right
sharing
now,
your desktop
really?
while
Wait a
you're editing a
wait a
YouTube
second.
video.
Are you all about Star Wars or fucking Matrix now? Like, god damn it.
Well, we
Change
can
your
we
name
can live
then.
in two universes, brother.
I mean, you can change your name then. Jedi the One Peter. There we go.
There you go.
Neo
One
is not the
Peter
one.
to rule them all.
One Peter to rule them all.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes,
Peter
that's include Lord
to
of the Rings in
find
that as
them.
well, bro. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout
so,
out to
Pete,
Risket.
so what do you think about what we're talking about, man? Did you hear it?
No. I was
Of
talking to
course.
Risket and Monad, guys. I just jumped on. Yeah, look, honestly, I could not find the show on YouTube, guys. Like, I don't know what was going on. I'm subscribed to your channel. I'm always like,
I get that
always
happening
there.
too, though.
And I actually typed in KY Bob in the search engine. Still nothing came up. I typed in KY Bob Game Set Live. Still nothing came up. I actually had to go through all my subscriptions to find your channel to actually find your video, brother.
What the heck was
Go
that?
ahead.
Yeah,
I'm
you
trying
got
to
yeah,
wake
what
everybody
the-
up.
off the gameplay.
What did you just do? Like,
That was cool,
that-
man.
The sound. Sound.
What the?
Yeah, this is what you would hear if Phil Spencer jumped in the octagon, bro. Right? Like, here's some, oh, That'd be his
Oh,
intro music.
Thember's got a better prize. Winner takes over Square Enix.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So
No, I
what
wouldn't
you
do
guys
that
were
one.
talking
PlayStation
about.
already owns
No, I would do that one on
Square Enix,
purpose.
in my
okay,
opinion.
leave that to Sony. Leave that to Sony. No
Yeah,
worries,
I would
guys.
do that one on purpose. Yeah.
So you guys were talking about Sony money having games out of Game Pass. Yeah, that's the last I heard.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and Microsoft actually
it's
firing
just-
back for once.
Yes, I love their response. I absolutely loved it because Sony have been doing the same thing for years, and nobody's called them out for it. And finally, Microsoft got a little bit of backbone and actually told it the way it was. And I actually do. I appreciate that because
I did too, yeah.
Sony's anti-consumer tactics have gone too far. They've gone too far. So I was talking to Hargeet last night, and the rumor going around is, how we were all talking about when all the games were being delayed, and we're saying, what games would you guys like to be put into Game Pass? And a lot of people said Gotham Knights. Well, it's come back that that game might have been money headed by Sony to make sure that it wasn't put into Game Pass, just like they did for Resident Evil Village. And that's why we didn't see it. Which is totally anti-consumer.
It's not even anti-consumer. It's just underhanded.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no rule against it, but don't cry when they go and buy a publisher. You got to realize they have more money than you do. They have 10 times more money than you do. And you want to really do it this way?
You really want to poke the bear and see who can spend more money.
I'm telling you now, as an owner of Microsoft,
You
if
own
I'm Bill
Microsoft?
Gates, I'm sitting here and I'm taking this personally. Like, wow, so we're gonna do it like that, huh? All right, look, here's the budget for acquisitions, and spend it all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think I think Satya just saw. I think he saw, the future of what the potential, right? Because when you look at it, like if you've got, 25, 35 million people subscribing, and they're paying, and they end up paying $15 a month with no rewards, no nothing. There's raw money. That's an incredible amount of monthly revenue that's coming into your business. You know what I'm saying? So they're seeing the matrix, and the issue is like Sony, like I said, they don't have enough like renewable
Yeah.
content. Why do you think Jim
Yeah.
Ryan wants those live service games so bad, man? He sees how much money they bring in.
Oh, he
You know what
sees
I'm
it
saying?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, man. For all the big talk that the Sony fans talk about, they don't really support their games, bro. They'll go out there and listen. You'll say 8 million. That's a lot. Yes, it is a lot. But in the grand scheme of 120 million PS4s out
Yes.
there,
Yes.
you're talking about a small percentage actually care about these games. They're still
And listen,
not talking
Japanese
about
games
Horizon
only
Forbidden
sell
West.
3 to
Yeah.
5 million. That says a
Yeah.
lot. And that's what they
Yeah,
always
dude.
complain, talk about, we love Japanese games. I'm like, well, if only 3 million to 5 million of you are buying those games, what's the rest of you guys doing?
Yeah, they're playing Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like they're not they're not playing. I'm telling you, like there's a Colin Moriarty just did it. He just talked about this, and he was saying how Sony was trying to brag about The Last of Us selling 10 million copies, and I agree with his sentiment. Like why would you brag about that? That's less than 10% of your install base purchasing a highly rated, multiple awards, crazy
Very good
graphics,
game.
all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
All these things that they basically try to throw the kitchen sink at this game to make it like the marquee title, and only 10 million out of 120 million cared enough to buy it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And in the grand scheme, yes, 10 million is a lot, and they recoup their money, but that just shows the level of dedication to the first party. And in my opinion, I think Sony's starting to realize that, hey, listen, like maybe we got to start branching out and doing some other stuff. And I mean, who else are they going to copy right now except Xbox? You know what I mean? They're the only one out there. They're out there, trying to innovate and try new things. And like I said, PS Plus is a direct reaction to what Xbox has been doing
Yes,
for the
it
last
is.
few years. 100%.
When you look at it, as a matter of fact, the base that actually buys the game or the into the service, when it comes to Xbox, you have half your base inside of there.
Yeah.
You have literally half your base in Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have 10% of your base inside of PS plus Ultra or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And but at the same time, I will give them this: their base are suckers and will buy anything they tell them to.
Yeah. I mean, and they even said that they have the whole. I feel most of the reason why they haven't just straight up embraced everything that Xbox is doing is because of that very vocal minority of a few million people that are on PlayStation that live and eat and sleep and breathe by more exclusives. And I gotta have this game so that you can't have it, so I can be all happy and you can be sad. You know what I mean? So they know that Twitter. Listen, and it's coming. Okay, and I cannot listen. The day that Sony finally says that everything's going to PC day and date, Twitter is going to melt.
It's going to go nuclear
down to the
winter.
ground, and I'm going to be there the whole time with a big
I'm
bucket of
before it.
popcorn and something to drink. I'm going to call out of work, and I'm just going to watch it explode. I ain't going to work. I ain't watching the kids. Nothing, bro. Get your own cereal.
Wait a second. Are you going to treat? Is this going to be your Super Bowl? Like, I mean,
listen, it's going to be like watching Avengers Endgame all over again, man. I'm going to see them all out on there in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? All the ponies just individually deleting their account one by one because it's over. Like that. At that point, what do you have? What else would they have?
That's their last narrative, isn't it?
That's
the last narrative they've got.
That's the last narrative, dude.
Well,
and
the
as
number
it stands, the PS5 is a time exclusive box as it stands right now. You can't tell me
the
that
number
anything that they
in
put on
question
there.
right now.
Yeah.
The number in question right now is that we're just the deal's not even done, but we are very close to the Activision Blizzard deal being done. I would expect sometime this fall, but as of right now, with as close as we are to that,
this year,
I think so too. Yeah.
Yes, this year.
I don't see it happening till March.
Sony right now is 27% loss of sales. 27%. That's over a quarter of their sales margin. They are down. So
Yeah.
They
I mean,
are.
I put that more down to the fact that everybody was home this time last year, due to the
Yeah.
pandemic,
I do agree
and
with that too,
gaming. Gaming it was propelled about 5 years in advance in terms of sales, subscription numbers, all that type of stuff, because
Right.
everybody was home. So I just see that more as the coming back to parity, or
Reality.
where they should have
Reality.
been.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
Most
look, I mean,
companies,
it's
every
still
company
not a
I've
good
worked
number.
for, has basically they don't even take 2020 and 2021 into account. For instance, so in our business, we were using numbers from 2019 to compare to 2022, because 2020 and 2021 were just so bananas when it came to certain markets, i.e., like tech, certain food markets. I mean, big tech and pharma. You know what I'm saying? So like, coming back to a little bit more of reality, I think, like Jedi said, is probably where we're at. Like they're just trying to, you know, you're never gonna get the numbers right, after a crazy year like 2021. But yeah, they're definitely.
I get what
they're
you're
definitely
saying, but
feeling it.
KY,
Yeah, they're
like, it's
definitely
not a
feeling
good
it though.
number. 27%
I
is
mean,
not a good number. A lot of that, why my Xbox wasn't down so much, is because of Game Pass. It really sustained them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it shows that subscription model does work even in hard economic times, and might
Right.
even work more so, because you don't actually notice that, that drib, that $10 coming out of your account on a monthly basis, but you
Right.
notice that $70 instant hit to
Yes,
your bank
sir.
account.
Mhm.
And
Every
so
time.
that, yeah, so not
I
only
mean, you
is it
could
good for
see.
the consumer. Sorry, you go.
Oh
Right.
no, I mean, I was just going to run right off what you were saying. I mean, because you look at it from a consumer standpoint. If that's what you're doing, if you're playing Apex, if you're playing Call of Duty, if you're playing Fortnite, as long as your friends come with you, it doesn't matter where you play it at. Especially when it's on a platform that's going to give you the Call of Duties without you having to pay for them every time they come out, because you'll have them on Game Pass.
How about that?
But why do you think Sony pushed back against crossplay so much? Because they know that to be the case. You have crossplay,
Yeah.
then it's going to be very, very difficult to stop other people just changing platforms, because you're still going to be able to play with your friends. Like, that's going to be a big thing with Discord as well. Like, you're going to be able to do it on cross platforms if it does come to the Xbox. G'day, Doomy. Got graced with Xbox Infinite royalty here. Awesome that she's supporting the panel members. How are you, mate? Yeah, so yeah, I mean,
Bob, are you sure you wanted to? Okay.
What?
No. Just carry on. Carry on. Sorry.
But
Dude,
I
now
tell you
you-
one thing. I could, like I said, I can see it, the writing on the wall. PlayStation is just basically. It almost feel it's like I said. I put it like a boxing match, man, and like now Xbox is throwing hands, and now it feels like PlayStation is having to duck and dodge, some of these hits. And
Yep.
in my opinion, buying Activision Blizzard, that's a haymaker right hand,
Yes.
and that's gonna hurt. And even if the rumors are true, and they're going to take a year off and not do another Call of Duty, listen, that's $135 million
That hurts them more than
that
anything.
Sony,
Yep.
exactly, that Sony was
Yep.
expecting. That's going to hit their bottom line. Microsoft is probably like, yeah, I guess that would kind of suck for a day or two, and then we'll be okay. You know what I mean? We'll make our usual 13 or 14 billion this quarter, and that'll probably cover that plus more. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But with Sony, man, like, people don't understand how important PlayStation is for Sony, because almost every other division isn't doing anywhere near as good as PlayStation. As a matter of fact, a lot of the
it
other
kept them
areas are
alive for
struggling.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, PlayStation
there was-
kept them alive for 10 years. Their mobiles are failing. Their TVs are failing. And look, their
Yeah.
TVs are coming back. They've gotten rid of their mobile department, so they're no
Yep.
longer bleeding money. Their movie department's still losing money. You're
Stinks.
absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Just
Still,
terrible
still
movie.
losing money.
Yep, PlayStation is integral to the success of Sony at this point. Until they can get their TV division back up, they need a competitor.
Which I don't
They
see
need that
happening.
Walkman. that they had in the past. They've got really
Yeah.
good sound equipment. They've still got pretty good name recognition. So I do think they can come back from this. I've got a Sony TV. I really like it. I think it could be
I got one
better,
too.
but for the price, I think it was the best that I could have gotten. So yeah, they can come back. I'm not saying that they can't, but PlayStation is integral to that baseline money coming in, always making money for them, always profitable for them. But they need to get their heads out of their asses. They need to realize that this is a new age we're living in. The narrative-driven games that were so successful for them in the
that's
PS4
not going to fly
generation
by itself.
are
Yeah.
really good, but they need that constant source of income. And they can either get that by having a live service game, which they're trying to do. What they said they're making 10, 15 at the moment, or moving over to a subscription model as well as the pay and play model that they're currently advertising the most.
My main concern, and I've been looking at this and following rumors, is I'm telling you right now, man, Apple is getting really serious about gaming, and there are rumors that they are trying to develop a console that would go in the living room and compete against Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. And if there is a company out there that could do this and get this off the ground, it's Apple, dude. Apple has a full-blown ecosystem within itself, and they don't even make games like that. But Apple Arcade was highly successful, and so many people are just invested in that iPhone ecosystem. A lot of people don't even think about using a different phone.
And that's what's so good about Apple. Once you get into that iOS system, it's very difficult to get yourself out of it.
Tell me about it. I'm stuck there.
Do you see them going into the console market, or do you see them more going the Stadia, Amazon Luna route, and just having
I'm not sure yet.
Competitor?
If any of those business propositions were profitable or accepted as a positive, but I feel like Apple's had enough time to sit around and look at everybody turning Stadia and Luna into memes and saying, it's probably not a good idea. You know what I mean? Because for all the benefits that cloud gaming has and the convenience and all that kind of stuff, like, we got to face the facts that it's just not there yet, man. It's just not. Yeah. It's not a seamless, cut and dry experience that full blown dedicated hardware is, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe we'll get there someday when our infrastructure catches up to what our technology is capable of. But until then, dude, I wholeheartedly believe that a lot of these rumors are true, and I do think that Apple is looking for a way to hop into that market. I mean, they've got some crazy silicon over there. That M1 Max Studio is comparable to some of the highest end CPUs and GPUs on the market right now. So
that thing is amazing. That's being made in-house, developed in-house, being made in-house. It's incredibly powerful. The Samsung trying to do the same thing, but they've even reverted back now. Then they did say I think the S22 does have its own silicone in it, but because of it's not working that well, and especially in gaming, it's not being optimized as well. They're going back to the old ones that they were using.
Yeah,
Fabio.
Yeah, so
the Patriots just took the lead with 5 minutes left.
Oh shit! How many points?
1 point.
What? For fuck's sake! Okay, the Giants can do a field goal and end this entire thing. The Giants can still do a field goal. But
so
Samsung's going back to Qualcomm and using their chip. I have the Adreno, I forget what it's called, the Adreno chip in my phone, and it's meant to be the upgraded phone to the A52s, but it actually can't run 4K HDR content. And the old one can, because they did transfer chips. So, and that's just an optimization problem. That's because more people are using Qualcomms. They've been around for longer. So Apple do have that power in development, in processing their own thing, where they can really impact the market heavily. It would be a big gamble. People are entrenched in their ecosystem at the moment. The PlayStation ecosystem is incredibly entrenched. So's Nintendo, and Xbox is there now. We saw the problem that Stadia had getting in, where we don't see really the buy-in for Luna as well, although they haven't really been heavily promoting them.
No,
But
They
look,
really
I
need that
don't
anchor.
think they're going to be making a console. Personally, I don't. I can see them going the xCloud route, but I don't see them
Apple?
making a console.
You're saying Apple?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I personally, I don't think so. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like everything they say goes out the window if they're just going to do cloud gaming.
okay.
All that scary stuff that's gone because a giant portion of the fan base won't even take that serious. And that's what I'm saying. Like if they come out here and try to do their own cloud subscription thing, I mean, who even knows? I mean, I don't know what their server structure is like, but I'm sure I guarantee you it's not Azure. You know what I'm saying? So if they're not doing it like Google's doing it, because love it or hate it, I think that I would say Stadia is probably the most stable cloud gaming service right now when it comes to pure performance.
Couldn't agree more. Yep, it is actually better than xCloud. The way it performed,
it is. I've tried all of them. So like, yeah, I mean, I got the best experience out of Stadia, but also too, like Stadia's, it's a ghost land. I would play Destiny 2 on there and try to play a Crucible match and would wait for like 15-20 minutes just to find 12 people to play this game. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it might be okay, but that's why they're already trying to rebrand it. Google's, they're actually trying to step away from the Stadia brand because they feel that it's like a negative connotation.
A different world and what a different conversation Power Man would be having right now if they bought Bethesda. It would have been a very different conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awful. That would have been awful.
It would have been real bleak. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys that get mad about these acquisitions blow my mind because, like, what do you? Xbox has been nothing but sharing and giving on their stuff. They told you time and time again that you're going to be able to play these games. Shit, you can play. If you want to play Starfield, you got a PC, a phone, you got an Xbox. Yep. You could pay $300 for a Series S and play that. They've already said they're keeping Call of Duty. And a lot of these other games that are live service games like Elder Scrolls Online, all these big communities, Minecraft, for God's sake, imagine if it was, like I said, like you said, if Google had bought it, or imagine if Apple had snatched up Activision Blizzard or something like that and tried to bolster their new live service or whatever they're going to try to do. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
you don't.
And you can see it how it's happening in the TV department and in the TV subscription services. You have to basically have all of them to be able to watch everything now.
Yeah.
If it's not on Netflix, it's on Amazon. If it's not on Amazon, it's on Disney. If it's not on Disney, it's on HBO Max or Paramount Plus. And
you
it's
don't
getting ridiculous.
and you don't necessarily have to put a situation where Google or Apple buys Activision Blizzard. Just invert the situation that we have here. What if Sony bought Activision Blizzard? What will happen?
Yeah. Oh, if Sony bought Activision Blizzard,
well, we know the answer.
Xbox wouldn't see enough
exclusive.
Call of Duty for the rest of his days. Promise you.
Yeah.
Yep. And there wouldn't even be a question. That's what I don't understand. It wouldn't even be questioned. It would be known that it would go to an exclusivity deal. So
People would start considering.
And the media would support it. The media would be okay with it, man. A lot of people on Twitter would be all about it. Say, oh, huge. I can see the headlines. Huge win for Sony as they purchase Activision Blizzard. All games.
No, Sony does it again.
No, they wouldn't put a huge win for Sony. They would say Xbox days are done, something like that.
Rip Xbox. Yeah.
Instead, we've got Sony as scared as fuck.
All right, well, everyone, this is KY Bob, and I'm so tired because I just got done dragging that. I just got done dragging the horse named Acquisitions and Xbox versus Sony out back, and I beat the shit out of that horse. I really did. I don't think there's anything else that we can get out of that horse. So we're gonna move on. So
that's
Perfect
Roach.
Dark.
I like beating that horse.
What do you mean?
Dark.
Wait. I mean, I'm sorry. Did you just say Perfect Dark? Did you just say that?
Yes.
Are you
Perfect
sure?
Dark. It's actually the developers say that it's actually coming along really well. It's currently in development. Yes, it's currently in development for Xbox and PC at the initiative and Crystal Dynamics.
Wait a
They've got
second.
no
What did I
release
say?
date, but
Wait a second.
they're work-
Wait a second. What did I say? What if I'm the one who gave you the topic?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Don't
look, I
act-
can
don't
understand
act
that. I think
surprised.
Crystal Dynamics would have got their, head down, just put their head down and started working at the game. Everything that Crystal Dynamics has made, and look, under the direction of Dan Gallagher, was great. So,
Crystal
yes, they
Dynamics
had
make really
teething
good looking
issues.
games, though.
Yeah, I think they had a lot of trouble working together. They didn't know who was the lead. I thought they thought it was going to be more collaborative, and it didn't turn out that way.
Yep.
So a lot of people left. I get that, but now that they've got Crystal Dynamics on board, I can see that game being sensational. Really
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
But like, let's understand the factor of that. You know that this is going to be a AAA game. So far, for what we know, this is just going to be a AAA game, and people are going to brag about saying that Xbox is shit because they cannot keep it with their word. Because the initiative is a studio that, when it was announced, it was said that it was going to do 4A games. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Quadruple A games.
Quadruple. Thank you so much. My English was not that good in that
No,
time.
that's all right. I almost forgot
No,
too.
we
So
got you,
you
bro.
said that.
I did. I skipped.
My
I
English
skipped
isn't
some
good either,
lessons.
bro.
I skipped some lessons. I'm sorry. I skipped some lessons. No, just kidding. But like, people are going to brag about like, is this quadruple A games? Are you sure about that, Xbox?
Yeah, yeah.
Shit, they are going to say that. You know
That's how
that.
you do quadruple A games.
This
Yeah,
doesn't
look,
say
that was
quadruple A
bad
to me.
marketing, the true quadruple A game
Yes.
statement. I think it could
I
come
did. I
back to
thought so
bite them in the
too.
butt.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I don't know. There's something really strange with marketing on Xbox, with all of their studios and with all of their campaigns. Like, they have a really strange way of making market because they don't. I don't think they invest enough, and when they put something out of marketing, it's not the right thing. Like, do you guys remember the events? The Xbox events where they said that for the first time you're going to see next gen gameplay.
Yep.
Do you remember that? Like,
Yep.
I mean,
Yes, I do.
come on, guys. You could have known better. Aaron
you didn't
Greenberg.
enjoy that next gen
come on.
gameplay? I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the event. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy the event, but I think it was just a really bad choice of words.
Yeah.
I just
I
think
agree.
that's the problem. Like, I'm not gonna say
I know you
that
have to
it
build hype, but yeah.
amazing. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it was amazing. I had fun. I enjoyed what I saw, but it wasn't amazing as for the first time ever you're going to see what is true next gen gameplay. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with the
I
fact
do.
that, like, in 2013, both of these consoles dropped and they were already underpowered. You know what I mean? So the PC market, they continued to innovate, and I think a lot of people, like, I remember, if you guys listen to like the Iron Lords and stuff like that, they were talking about it for a while because they're big Destiny players, and I remember when the PC version of Destiny 2 dropped, and I saw that at 4K 60, I was like, what? Like, that is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, going from 30 frames to 60 frames, and or just like whatever frame rate you wanted to, really. Seeing that stuff as the years progressed and being able to see, like, The Witcher 3, remember they had specific settings for PC that was like, crazy special realistic hair and blah, 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 blah. And, so the generation kind of kept on, and people got to see, I think, these upgraded graphics. So maybe it just didn't hit as hard, you know what I mean? Because everybody was kind of expecting this mind-blowing moment where and Sony didn't deliver that either. Like, they still haven't given us a moment where we're like,
Yeah,
oh my
for
god.
sure.
Like, that's,
Okay,
like, that's,
Palman,
No,
that's
actually,
I had
actually-
this conversation. Oh, sorry. You
go ahead, Jedi. Go ahead.
Like,
I was going to say, I was speaking to one bad mother, and he was saying that we're not really going to get a bump in resolution. Yes, we're going to get the bump in frame rate, but not many people are going to notice that. He seems to believe that the next gen upgrade we're going to be getting is going to be in the physics. to be in the NPC AI interactions. It's going to be in things
Yeah.
of those natures, which aren't so discernible by the eye, but once you actually play them, that's where you're going to
Mhm.
see the benefits. So a couple of my friends are playing Elder Scrolls at the moment, and they're following NPCs around just to see their life cycle, their daily life cycle, and it's really good. It's
Oh,
really,
Jesus.
really well done. But
I
what
only
I'm looking
disagree with him.
forward
Are
to
you?
is
I mean,
that in Starfield. I want to
don't.
see what NPCs like, and I think that's where we might see this next gen leap
Yeah.
in AI behavior and things of
I'm
those
so.
I think.
I'm, s-
Okay,
I'm
good. Yeah, I forgot you were next. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fabio.
I'm sorry for making the joke here, but are your friends? Do your friends have nothing else to do? Are they actually just following NPCs around? I mean, what? They got
They're
nothing
Aussie,
else
so
to
they're
do
It's
besides
they're
for
kind of
doing
science,
slow.
Hey,
Fabio.
come
It's
on,
for
Fabio. You can't
science.
tell me you haven't done that, bro. Like, come on, man.
Onward
It's
and
so much
No,
upward.
fun following
I
them around
usually,
and then
I
watching them go to
usually,
work and then
I
going
usually,
home at night time.
I'm not that
That
patient.
NPC's
I
just trying to
usually
drink a
follow
beer
the,
and relax and watch
I
some TV
usually
after a
follow,
long day of work, and he's got people
I
stalking
usually
him.
follow they
Got
for,
some
I
guys
usually
just sitting there watching them.
I
What's
usually
he gonna
follow
do
them for
next?
like I usually follow them for 5 steps, then I kill them, and then I load back to the game. That's how I do.
He said follow him for like 5 steps, and that's it. Yeah, I agree. Now, listen, I do disagree with one bad mother on one thing. I think and I think a lot of people forget the one thing that's gonna really have a fidelity leap is not going to be the hardware itself. It's going to be the software. Um, but mainly, though, it's going to be the fact that when they start really using RDNA2, right now they're not using that. They're not using that at all yet.
Nope,
All we're
we
seeing
haven't
now
seen.
are games that have been development for the last 5 years. So those games are still built off of UE4 or whatever the past engines anyone else may be using. But once you start getting UE5, you start getting them to start really delving into RDNA2 as far as mesh shaders, the machine
FSR.
learning, FSR, right?
Yeah.
Especially mesh shaders. When you get into those things and you start fooling around with, man, you're gonna really see a huge difference compared to what you see now. If even if you look at the demos that are excuse me, I'm sorry guys. I've seen a few demos. Listen, I saw one before. I think you all might remember this one too. Remember the person who took UE5 and made like a train station,
Yeah.
and it was it turned from daytime to nighttime and to be like scary. I'm telling you, until I read what it was, I thought it was an actual train station. I thought it was just photo. Um, what's it called again? Photo realistic. So I thought it was just something used from a photo background or whatever. No. That was just straight up UE5, and it was amazing. Even the demo we saw with for PlayStation with forgot that character's name that was flying at the end. Um, that looked extraordinary. The deal is they
What the
just haven't
Coalition
started using
made with
UE5
that,
yet.
with their character as well, that was fantastic. I agree, Prosciutto. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's when we'll see the leap. And even I was sitting there, believe me, until I started really thinking back on it, that man, we're really not seeing we're seeing the frame rate, which is a nice change. It does help with the look at the game too. I said we see the boost in the frame rate, but when are we gonna start seeing games that look different?
The
And I'm still seeing games get
photogrammetry
ready to come out.
in
Man,
Forza Horizon was excellent.
wasn't
Like,
it?
yeah.
Game is
I want to see
spectacular
more
looking.
like that. Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
look, that's
Yep.
Playground. They're amazing, aren't they? They're just brilliant,
Yeah.
and which is why I want to see more Fable. I've never been a car
Me too.
racing guy,
Me too.
so yeah.
Yep.
And
I'm not even a Fable
they
fan. I want to see it.
a lot of people went over to Greenland and actually did a lot of photogrammetry for what we're gonna see in the
Hellblade,
next Hellblade.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hellblade's another one. Yep.
yes.
So all that scenery is gonna be.
I think that's going to
I'm
be
sure
amazing.
what's
Not
up
just
close and personal is gonna be rendered, but what's in the distance, that's gonna be all photogrammetry.
not just in image, but when we are talking about Ninja Fury, we are talking about sound because Hellblade is all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other good thing about Unreal Engine 5 is so many of these assets are going to be built straight into the engine itself. There's going to be so much photogrammetry already done for the developers to use, like, right there. They're not going to have to do it themselves, which is another thing. It's a lot of work to go out there, do photogrammetry of all the different locations you want to
And
do.
sounds.
And yeah, Unreal's
Oh,
already
man.
done a lot of that for them. So that's great, especially for the smaller developers. And you
Yep.
look at things like Bright Memory Infinite, which was developed by one guy. If you didn't know, if you just looked at that game purely visually, there's no way you wouldn't think that a couple of hundred people didn't make that
Yeah.
game. That's how beautiful it looks.
Yep.
That
It
game's
plays,
cool, bro.
a little
Fun.
bit off, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
When you see the image of Bright Memory Infinite, when I saw that for the first time, the impression that I had was the same as when I saw Rise Son of Rome for the first time. That was like, holy shit! How is this possible?
Yeah.
And there's
And
rumors
then
that
look
they're
at you
working
look at
on a
Ninja
new one of
Theory
those
with
too.
no good, bro.
There's rumor
What
that
I really
there's
like about Ninja
another
Theory
Rise
is
is being
everything they're
made.
saying. Yes,
No,
that's right. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. Jedi.
wait.
Jedi. Keep quiet for just 2 seconds. Rise Son of Rome is gonna get a sequel. What?
That's the rumor.
Jesus Christ.
The rumor
Thank
was
you.
they presented it to Xbox.
Please make that happen.
He's all right, Peter. You could talk again.
I just wanted to
Peter.
say that going back to what we were saying, everything that Ninja Theory is saying in the background, and J Rock just pointed out that it does look amazing. G'day Jay, g'day Palpatine, g'day Toolman, everyone, all you guys, amazing. So many names I recognize, so many people I've gamed with. Everyone in the chat, you guys rock.
Yeah.
J-Rock's
Hit
a
that
All
hero.
like
good,
button,
folks.
hit that subscribe button.
Glad to have you all here.
Support Kentucky
Rest
Bob, guys. It's a great show.
Kentucky
Fried Bob.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
everything
That's-
that they're saying in the background is just amazing. Like, they want to be the preeminent studio. They want to be number one. They want to be looked at the same way that Sony Santa Monica are looked at, that Rockstar are looked at. And I love that. I love that they're trying to be at the pinnacle of gaming. They want to do something new, something fresh. They want to blow us away when they show their game. And boy, did they when they showed Hellblade. I mean, that just looked absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
It almost looked too good to be true. It was like, wow.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, does anybody like survival crafting games?
Yep.
How about one that you get to go from different dimensions through portals?
Minecraft. There we go.
I'm listening.
Well, the one that we had to look forward to has just been delayed until the first half of 2023, and that is Nightingale.
Really?
Nightingale
Yeah.
is made by City Project Red developers. I've seen it. Looks really, really good.
It does look
Really,
cool,
really
yeah.
promising. Yep.
Yep.
Poland got some excellent developers being really well supported by their government. And yeah, we had Nightingale on this on your radar segment on Xbox Infinite. So I have been watching it for a while, and everything I've seen so far looks great. I really like the dark narrative that they're pushing, that Polish, really dark narrative. A lot of the stuff that we saw in The Witcher, really, really cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, this is a sad year in gaming. I think next year will be freaking awesome.
It's just delay
Yeah,
after
this
delay.
year-
man.
I mean,
It's
for
crazy.
everyone, it's amazing.
So what do we got for the fall, boys? Like, so we know what Harry
Warren.
Potter. Harry Potter delayed, right? Harry Potter is delayed, right?
I didn't
Was
hear
it
anything,
delayed?
but I wouldn't be
Seriously?
surprised.
Was it delayed?
We
I
got
feel like
Saints
it
Row, and
better
we got
not be
Gotham Knights.
delayed.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure
that's what
Harry
we got.
Potter got delayed, bro.
No, I didn't
Shit.
hear anything. You sure?
Maybe. Is it? I want to make sure because I'm just trying to figure out. So I know we ain't got. Is Gotham Knights still on board?
No, that's
Or
still
they-
on.
Gotham
Yeah,
Knights
that's
is still on.
Yeah,
Yep. I
that's
mean,
still on? Okay.
Warhammer got delayed, but it only got pushed back a couple of months, so we're still getting that in November. So
Right.
that's still coming. We're still getting Saints Row. I think we're still getting Plague's Tale Requiem
Yeah.
as well.
What
Matter of
about
fact, that
the
was
So
like that
there's
for
a
one
couple
time.
of games coming.
what about
Yeah.
that Marvel game?
No, Midnight Suns got
No,
delayed,
Midnight
bro.
Suns got
Great.
Yep.
game looks
Just got
sucky
announced
anyway.
like a couple of days ago. Yeah, I mean, it's not my type of game. It's an RTS. That's not my preferred.
I mean, I like the
Um,
XCOM kind of games, but not that one. That one just doesn't do for me.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know
Harry
why.
Potter does not have a definitive release date. It's just saying holiday 2022 right now. It was supposed to have been announced, but did not. But everybody's saying a potential mid to late December release. But
That's
that smells to me like a delay waiting to happen.
Yeah,
when
it
we don't
does.
have a definitive, unless they've got plans, because I think that's a Sony marketing game. So I think that maybe they'll drop it off. But yeah, so we lost what? We lost Midnight Suns. We just saw so many delays.
Arc
man.
Raiders just got delayed.
Yeah,
as
Arc
well.
Raiders got delayed.
Arc Raiders,
Yep.
yeah.
I
Yep.
forgot about that. I was pissed. See that?
Yep. I mean,
I couldn't wait for that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hargeet said it the best. He said basically you got to name all the games that haven't been delayed.
Yeah, that's
how
what I'm
many
saying.
that have been
I'm just
delayed.
trying to
It's
think of
crazy.
like, oh man, that's going to be a rough holiday, because it's like, you got Modern Warfare. Basically, you have Modern Warfare 2, that's in October, right?
Yes, that's right. Yep.
And then, dude, as far as like big major AAA releases, God of War, Ragnarok, of course, right? So like that's
Yeah.
going to be a big one, but that's a
It
November.
might have a holiday
right?
to itself, just about, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Okay,
same.
so I'm going through the list now. Marvel Midnight Suns, Arc Raiders, Warhammer Dark Tide, Lord of the Rings Gotham Knights, Avatar, Star Wars Hunters, Immortality. I mean, it just goes on and on.
Yes.
Replace that game that looked really good at the E3
Oh
showcase.
yes,
Yeah, that's
dude.
right.
It was like
Yep.
it was like a 2D side scrolling
Yeah.
cyberpunk game.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, we've named them before, but Starfield, Redfall, both delayed. That really cool game that looks like a mixture of The Last of Us and Division
Skull
the
and
day
Bones.
before. That got delayed as well. I was really looking forward to that game. Another game that we had put this on your radar segment. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but check it out. It's called The Day
Yeah.
Before. Fantastic looking game. Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Brought it out.
so they got him.
No!
doesn't
Somebody
even know it.
save my Peter!
Sony cut his mic off.
Saved by Peter.
Yeah, Callisto
Yeah.
Protocol. I'm really interested in
That's
that.
still good. Yeah, that one's
Um,
still green. Yeah,
Is
I think that one's gonna be good though, because
Yeah,
it has a date and everything. So
yeah. I think that's going to be good. That looks like something that I could really get into and play, because I love Dead Space. We'll see.
I know Hargeet was here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Skull and Bones does actually look pretty good. I was ready to dump on that game, and I saw it, and I was like, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't look horrible. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will say, man, that this is a light, regardless of how you want to put it, man. It's a light Christmas this Christmas, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's not going to be a lot out there for these kids to be.
Boba said that Jedi Peter got canceled because of all the cancellation talk, all the delay talk.
I love Boba's
Corey Barlow came in here and said, "Don't even talk about God of War Ragnarok." being
Boba's
delayed."
play on Hargeet saying Skull and Bones, and Boba said Dull and Bones. Yeah,
Now, Atomic Heart, I think you're right, Greymount. Agreement ad. I think that one is still going to be on time. No, Infinite, and will you stop following me?
I'm back. I'm back, boys. Oh, just in time for Umbra. Awesome.
Yeah, so yeah. I hope that one doesn't get canceled. That game looks really freaking awesome. It looks like a cross between
Bioshock. Yep.
BioShock. Yeah,
I
it
agree.
looks like a cross between BioShock and Fallout, and but like it just looks like a
Dishonored kind of
game.
vibes, you know.
Yeah,
I caught some Dishonored vibes off of it too.
right.
Cult of
Yeah,
the
I've heard
Lamb
that too.
comes out today. I think that, and it's been getting really good reviews. A lot of 10 out of 10s. Made in Melbourne, with the help of the Victorian government, so where I'm from. So looking forward to that game. It's not coming to Game Pass, but it's been really good. And Midnight Fight Express, yeah, and I get they're smaller games, but that is jumping into Game Pass. I think August 23rd. I think both those games should be quite good. Yeah, I know they're not the heavy hitters. I do. Yeah, I get that, but I still think that there's still going to be enough to play.
And going into our last topic, we're going to see what we're going to get to play because Gamescom is coming back in person this year. It is going to be August 24th to the 28th, live in Cologne, Germany, with the opening night being live on the 23rd.
Mm.
And they said that their fans in Europe and around the world can expect some more insight into some of our previously announced games coming to Xbox and PC in the next 12 months.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why
it
do-
breaks my
like,
heart that they're saying previously announced because I would like to see it like 12 months from now. We may see something we haven't seen yet. But
here's the thing. I do have the impression that this might be like the extended showcase of the Bethesda Xbox E3 that we had this year, where we had a few new games being announced. Like, what was the name? Valheim. What was the name of that game?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot the name too.
Valheim's
Yeah.
been on Steam for a while. It's like coming to Xbox. Yeah.
There were some new games being announced there as well. Maybe we'll have something like that.
Yeah,
Six
maybe.
a 6 hour show. I don't know. I think it's going to be a bore fest, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everything that they said coming to the show doesn't really perk my ears up. And yeah, look, I was having a conversation about this as well. Why are they doing this to Europe? Gamescom, by the amount of people actually going to the show, is the biggest show in the world. It's bigger
Yes,
than
highest
E3 in
attendance,
terms of
yeah.
foot traffic. I mean, give us something new that we haven't seen. We saw what Elden Ring, just that one game, did to the Game Awards or did for the Game Awards. Everybody watched it because they wanted to see Elden Ring. Give us something about Fable. Give us something about Perfect
Yeah.
Dark. Give us
Uh-huh.
something about
Just give us something.
You can't
Listen, I
tell
want to
us.
see what
Yeah.
NXL's working on. I want to see something from Compulse. I don't care if it's a trailer. I don't care if it's a CGI. I just want to know what type of game it is. What
Yeah.
to imagine it'll be. That's all I want.
we got a new face in the chat. Shout out to Fancy Plays. They ask, will Durango Wildlands release?
I don't know.
I'll take a chance on
I tell
myself.
you, I tell you what.
know
Now
what
I
that
wouldn't
game is,
count on
bro.
anything.
Yeah, me neither. I
I
mean,
wouldn't count on anything at this point. Me personally, I mean, the release dates right now, in the industry right now, the way it's looking, is not set in stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's
Everything's
not
a
a
guessing
release
game.
date that's already been stated and it's like 3 weeks away, I wouldn't bet on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is like I take, for example, and this shows just where gaming is right now. Is like, dude, like they've never Starfield being delayed is unprecedented. You know what I mean? Because like they've been on a cadence. Bethesda has with they dropped Fallout. The trailer for Fallout 4 several months before it dropped, and it dropped. Skyrim, all these other games that they've done have followed that same cadence. If I'm not mistaken, this is like one of their first big major delays since the original OG Xbox, I believe. I believe it was Oblivion.
Really?
Yeah, they as far as like Bethesda Studios by themselves, like Bethesda, not any of the supporting or other studios. Like they.
So let me ask you this then. So can we now say fairly that COVID is a real thing and real reason why games have gone into delays and not complete and things like that? 'Cause I've heard a lot of people argue that don't give me that COVID thing anymore. And you know, I'm thinking we're seeing that COVID still has affected gaming even to this day. Still
I
right now.
think that any game that released in or around the pandemic um, had
We're being
most, if
working
not
on that. Yep.
all, of their major elements of the game done. You know, before or very early on in the pandemic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody stopped doing mocap. Everybody stopped doing, you know, meetings in their offices, and
Yeah.
that's where the magic happens, man. When you get a big group together and you get enough minds, and you can really start getting creative and putting together the blocks. You know, I'm a big supporter of working from home. I would love to be able to do it, but I also understand that like when you put great minds together in one place, that's when great things get made. You know what I mean?
Especially in a creative industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I would say if you were just you know, if you were just like pulling out equations and doing basic writing, but whenever you're having to get creative or you're drawing or you're doing animation or you're writing, you know, being able to be around other talented people in your field is
To collaborate, yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's only going to help you. You know what I mean? And be able to be able to tell you what's good, what's not good, what we can do to make this better, and
Right.
I think that that's 100% the reason is like not being able to be, you know, in that environment around each other, the way that the game. And I mean, look at the state of the games that have released. You know what I mean? They've come out buggy.
Yeah.
They've come out broken.
Even PlayStation games. The
Yes.
only game that they released that didn't come out broken was Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
The only game. Every last one of them.
I'll say it to the end of the
broken in some
time, man.
manner.
Insomniac is the only one of their studios, in my opinion, that don't miss. They
Yeah.
just
They
don't.
seem to be
they don't miss,
impervious
dude.
to the
Yeah.
pandemic. They're
They
amazing.
don't miss, dude. You know?
Yes. It is unbelievable the amount of work that Insomnia Games is doing right now.
I mean, they're carrying. Listen, think about this. Insomniac Games is carrying Sony's future
is.
hype
It really is.
for anything right now. But beyond God of War
Spider-Man
Ragnarok,
2,
the only thing
Wolverine.
people care about is Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine because that's
Yeah.
all we know about, literally, that anybody cares about. Are those two games from Insomniac?
This is
And
the
I gotta
first time
be
we haven't
honest.
gotten a roadmap or
I gotta be honest.
anything like that from PlayStation. They're usually
Yeah.
good for letting you know about a game 5 years in advance.
Right.
You know, they don't usually care. And now you get this time frame where
What a
there's
smart ass.
nothing shown.
What a smart ass. I
Oh,
love
you're
it.
wrong for that, man.
Wow, really? Really?
Oh,
I haven't been in y'all podcast in a minute for you know, doing the live chat. I think I'm gonna have to pop up this week.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's funny. Man.
So, Durango is a survival game, as much as I can gather from it. I don't have a specific release date for you, mate, unfortunately. So, I don't know exactly when it's going to be releasing. But, yeah, another survival game. Looks really cool. So, yeah, keep it on your radar, guys. Looks all right.
All right. So, some people have reached out to me and they said, they keep telling me, Bob, we can't find you on YouTube. And I have just figured out the issue. For some reason, I don't know why, but the KY Bob YouTube channel is Bob spelled with a 0. And if you type in
Why I
KY
couldn't
Bob
find
with an O,
Oh.
it comes up. It will not come up. If you type in all capital KY Bob with 0 for the O, and I pop up immediately right at the top of the screen, profile, channel, everything.
So why'd you put your name like that? Why'd you make it difficult for us to find it?
I don't know. I'll have to fix it.
What are you
So I
actually
understand your
thinking?
mind, your thought process with that one.
I
I don't.
mean, were you actually thinking something like,
Yeah, like you didn't want
Wait,
anybody to
Richard.
find your show. Is that what you're
Scratch
saying?
No,
what
that's
gets
not-
to me, Bob,
Ugh.
is I'm on this show and I watch this show every week, and it still doesn't come up in the algorithm for me.
It just doesn't for me either.
hate that
Yep, not on the regular basis.
No, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
for me either.
I hate that about YouTube. I hate that.
I do
Yeah.
too, because I had to do the same thing with your podcast too. Xbox, the Xbox
isn't it?
show.
Yeah.
So I had to start going in like to the last time I saw it in my history and go in from there, or go into putting in name, risk it or whatever. And that was the only way I could find it. Now I'm getting alerts, but it took forever. I'm just starting
mean,
to
how
get
is-
the alert for the show.
How are we meant to grow channels? How are we meant to do that when you can't
It's
even
not
find
working
it? It's just not
consistently. I
right,
don't know what
mate.
to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, and neither does YouTube. I bet.
Yeah, say it, Bushido. Say it.
Bushido.
Oh man.
Oh, Palpatine says he's been getting a reminder for the show, so that's good. So
Yeah, I'm just starting to. Yeah, I'm starting
Yeah,
to.
that's
Also,
so
just
they-
starting to.
maybe
Like-
it takes a minute for it to kick in. I'm not sure, but
It's not like it's. It's not
hopefully
like
they're
it's alcohol.
yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but it's
You know, a minute, let that settle.
I mean, I even
Let
took
this
the
let that
dot.
settle.
for a few minutes.
I even took the dot out of the K and the Y so that it didn't actually look like the lube. Come on.
Oh my god!
Oh man, now see we're gonna get demonetized before we even get monetized.
And listen, I started bringing up the whole thing with the lube, and Bobby wanted to stay far away from it. I was like, Bob, listen, I can get you endorsements, baby. Just give me a chance. Let me talk to Rite Aid, see what they got, and we'll see if we work something out. They haven't got back to me yet, but I expect them to, even though it's been a couple of weeks, and they don't take my calls anymore. And matter of fact, I think I've been blocked, but. Yeah, I think it sounds good so far, Bob. I think we got
Love
something
the
going.
support, Fimba. Thank you, brother. Yeah, always here, mate. Always supporting. Always in the chat. You're a superstar, mate.
I swear, Thimber lives on these shows. He makes he's like the #1 podcast man. He makes everybody's show. Him and
Right.
Palpatine's on a lot of them.
Yeah, I see him inside
Yeah.
of both of the shows I'm at. Actually, all three. Actually,
you
what am I
guys,
talking about?
definitely
Yeah.
carry it, man.
Tool
Definitely
Man,
make it.
No, we appreciate you.
Monad, Boba, all of them, man. Like just the
Infinite.
regulars that just supporting
I
every
don't
week.
see Monad that much. I would like to, but
Infinite
Huggy.
Umbra's here every week.
I mean, just great people. Yeah, really good
I
friends
think
that I've met
Infinite-
within the community, and what
I
makes
think
things
Umbra
look so
just
great.
stops by to mess with Bushido, though. That's what I think.
no, he's been trying to. He copies me at every turn, and I'm honored, but at the same time, it's a heavy burden. To have another grown man want to be like you. So I'm doing the best I can. Though.
Damn.
I promise to be the
Trump
best
is
role
the
model
man,
I could be.
Straight like that.
Well, on that note, let's do some outros because I'm sure Infinite Umbra's dying for Mr. Bushido to say something. Oh God!
We gotta get Umbra
Well,
on here, man. We gotta get him.
We'll
we
give
totally do.
Bushido a second to think about that. Power Man 4K, brother. Where can people find you at?
Hey man, great show tonight as usual. Always a blast with you guys. I've been really looking forward to these shows lately. It's been a lot of fun. You catch me here on Thursdays, 9 p.m. Powerman 4K on Twitter, Powerman 4K on Xbox, Steam, anywhere that you can play games at. Been a blast, guys. Thanks a lot.
Fabio, where can people find you other than standing in a milk line in Brazil?
What?
I hadn't mentioned the milk in so long. I had to do it. It was bugging me.
You seriously had to do that, for fuck's sake. Well, I can't talk nothing. I did name my ship in Sea of Thieves as the Milkman Cometh. So yeah. Yeah, just for the memes. But yeah, always glad to be here. Always having fun, chit chatting and talking bullshit. Always a pleasure to not add anything useful to the conversation, just my bad jokes here and there. There we go. That's me. But you can find me here to be always with these great chaps, as well as on Twitter as FBO Amorin97, on Xbox as BuffaloLizard8, and on YouTube you can find me as a member of the XPL Party podcast, where you can find reviews, podcasts, and some other good stuff.
And Fabio, the Giants did win with a last-second field goal.
I told you they
Oh,
were going to
wow.
do that. I told
Wow.
you they were going.
All right,
How?
Mr. Bushido, have you thought about it, or do you need more time?
No, I thought about it, and I think I'm gonna be the bigger man this time. You
What do you
know,
mean the
that's
bigger
what
man?
people expect from me. So
All
I'm gonna
right,
be that.
Mr. Bushido N7, where can people find you?
People can find me on the KY Bobby Show, of course, on Thursdays, and they can catch me on Fridays on the Doomsayers Den at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And you can also catch me on Saturday on the Spooky Sprocket Show, and that is at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And the Twitters and the Xboxes and PlayStations says same thing. You know, underneath the name Mr. Bushido N7.
All right, that was done
I'm
very
trying to catch up the pong
professionally.
with the the podcast and stuff. I don't think I'm gonna be able to.
Like oversaturation.
He said oversaturation. It probably was on like what 5? Like, jeez.
Yeah, Pong's outros go for 10 minutes. They're awesome. You can actually make a coffee while he's doing his outros. It's great.
All right.
Enough from
Here comes your shout out for the Xbox Infinite, Umbra.
There we go.
Jedi Knight Peter, where can people find you?
Before I do that, I just wanted to say I know I'm not a permanent panel member, but I feel like one. You guys have made me feel like family. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much. Thank you, KY, for having me on again, bro. Love this show. Love supporting you guys. Great show.
Hey, we love having you. We love having you, Peter.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you're not a permanent member? Hey guys, here you go. Here's your newest permanent member.
So early for him, though, Fabio.
You guys can find me at Twitter at Jedi Knight Peter, on Xbox at Jedi Knight Peter, and my regular show Xbox Infinite, which is on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday and 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Xbox Infinite, guys, great show. Check it out.
Yeah, it's on Fridays at 8:30, I think, in the US.
For you, yeah. Okay.
I know it's right after
I
Archer,
thought it
yeah.
was 7 p.m. Eastern, but yeah, I mean, you guys' times are all over the place, mate.
Not our fault. We didn't invent them.
Too many time zones in the States. Thank you,
There's
Bushido.
only 4.
Sure thing.
So many times.
Umber wasn't gonna help. Umber wasn't gonna help with that, so I figured I would. Two man, you know.
Oh, okay. Umbra just pointed out that it's 8 p.m. Eastern. He's always on it, mate. 8 p.m. Eastern time. So Xbox Infinite, 8 p.m. Friday Eastern time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he knows really though, but hey, I'll take his word for it.
Oh goodness! And this is, of course, your host, KY Bobby, and I will
Kentucky Fried Bobby.
Kentucky Fried Bobby.
Yeah, I like that one.
Kentucky Fried Bourbon, whichever. Which I haven't had any in a while.
Both of those.
Ugh. I've been drinking. Oh, never mind.
But yeah, I'm gonna fix the problem with not being able to be found on YouTube. I don't know why that zero's there, but I will fix it. And you can catch me hosting this lovely show every Thursday, except for next Thursday. Bob will be in Germany, and we are working to
Playing
see
6, so he did a Gamescom.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and play hooky from work one day so that I can go up to Cologne and go to Gamescom. Yep.
He's going to Germany for quote unquote work, but
I'm telling you, the monkeypox will work. I'm telling you. The way I want to go check up on you in.
Might get real sick, man. Just tell them not to check on you. No, don't check on me. I'm all right.
Kentucky Fried
I'm
Bourbon.
I hope
resting
my
up.
coworkers aren't listening. Otherwise, you just gave it away. Thanks a lot. Hey, on Xbox, KY Bob. On PlayStation, KY Bob. Twitter, KY Bob. Sometimes there's a
Oh,
dot between the
Jesus.
K and the Y. Sometimes there's a space or an underscore. And apparently a 0 in Bob on YouTube, which will be fixed.
Yeah. How about that?
If there isn't a lovely panel member of mine hosting the show next week, then we will take a week off. But hopefully we'll have one. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Have a good weekend.
See you guys.
All right, guys.
Later, everyone.
Blood Wolf.